Hi, everyone. It is Linda Lang here at thoughtchange.com, energy healer, spiritual explorer, and adventurer. I'm here with my good friend, Miche Meizner, who is an amazing healer. She is also what would I say, owner or the head honcho at the Spoon Vendors Cafe.
I
And
like to
she,
say I'm the barista,
the
the
barista,
the
the
chief
barista
barista.
of the Spoon
Yeah,
Vendors Cafe, and
right.
she has her own radio show called The Not Too Late Show. Welcome,
Yeah.
Miche.
Thanks. Happy to be here with you.
Now, Miche was a guest on Exploring the Mystical Side of Life twice before. She was on with spoon bending and how our mind creates reality or it can shift reality. And the second time, she was sharing her cosmic alignment or attunement
Attunement.
process,
Yeah, cosmic
which is
attunement.
totally amazing. She runs her own energy group called the Cosmic Alignment Tribe.
Right.
Perfect, perfect. And today we're talking about awakening. As we all know, humanity is going through a big transformation right now. So let's start, Miche, with how did you start developing that kind of spiritual focus in your life? How did you awaken to spirit?
I think it was a long and grueling process, actually, that came out of feeling depressed much of my life and feeling like I didn't belong here. Like it was a mistake. Like somebody sent me here. I didn't know and I that I had a mission. Even when I was like 5 years old, I thought I knew somehow that I was supposed to save the world with no instructions or guide or counselor or anything. So I guess I was on the path from then, but I didn't know how to find the path. And then as a young adult, as I started reading more and meeting more people who, were practicing their own spirituality, I started learning things and started working with energy and just gradually came into my own understanding and my own connection with spirit. And then somewhere in there, when I really learned to love myself, that's when it all sort of broke open. And I'd say that was in the last 10 or 15 years. And then this year, with everything that's been going on, internally, sort of my clock, the alarm went off. And it was like, oh, this is what you came here for. You feel like you're on a mission, but you have no idea what the mission is. And somehow it felt like now is the time. All the things that I've learned and all the people that I've connected with, the other healers, it's all been about coming together and helping to push the shift as it goes.
Well, I love your story. I'm sure it was a little bit painful. But as you were talking, it just kind of reminded me of the shift that we're going through now and how there's conclusions, let's say, or similarities that we could draw of what humanity is experiencing compared to what you've experienced through much of your life.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that pain of there's got to be another way and things sort of breaking open, right? I mean, a lot of spiritual teachers talk about you kind of have to have some trauma or some crisis, some breakdown before people really, like, your heart breaks open or you realize your own need for something bigger, for some bigger sense of things. And perhaps that's what we're going through now as a whole, as a planet.
Yeah, perhaps. So perhaps the trick is inviting spirit into our everyday life and learning how to love ourselves.
Yeah, that has been key for me to because one of the big things that happened when I really embraced that is I started sharing me. I started being who I was rather than me trying to be some other version of somebody else. And I really believe that we are each here for some reason on purpose. We chose this for whatever. And the only thing we're really required to do is be ourselves.
I think a lot of us kind of get messed up on this journey of life of remembering who we are and how to express authentically, that we start having all of these expectations of ourselves, from other people, or about other people. And we create a lot of rules in our
Yes.
mind
Mm-hmm.
that, we do live in society. We do need to have some foundation for respecting ourselves and respecting everyone else, a sense of fairness and integrity, really.
Right.
But it kind of gets lost along the way. So how did that crack open for you that you actually found yourself? Was it like a long, painful journey, or was it an awareness that just happened?
I think it was a long, painful journey.
Bummer.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah, right. And yet, I mean, I look back, it's like, what would I change? Because all of that contributed to who I am, and I'm fine with who I am. And part of the journey was to get fine with who I am. It allows me to have a lot more empathy and understanding for other people who are having their own struggles. I mean, there were gifts along with the struggle or the journey. But I was always different. I never really fit in. I think I was always psychic intuitive. I didn't realize that. And so, again, it was this growing of kind of learning that these possibilities even exist. And then being able to reflect back and say, oh, I really was, an empath as a child. And that's why this felt like this, or I saw that. And learning, I don't know, more than a dozen of other people's modalities and, what they went through and how they awoke. I just kept waking up myself as I was doing that until finally it was like, I love to learn. I'm sure I'll learn more people's things, but it's not anymore because something's missing. It was in that self-love. And yeah, there's a long story about saving a young girl who was on an overpass wanting to jump off. And, the tiny like cliff note of that for myself, not for her. I mean, I'm glad I helped her and that she's on her journey. But for me, it was like my angels or my guide putting me in a position to talk to my younger self and to see also in all the ways that I wound up in that place at that time, was that even when you feel like you're not on your path, you're on your path. You're never not on your path. And to like relax into that, right? Keep going, keep looking and exploring, but not because I'm scrambling to get somewhere, because I'm growing into more of who I am.
Yeah, let's just reiterate that point. You're always on your path. Even if you don't know you're on a path, you're
Right,
on your path. You're on your path. Yeah, you're here for a purpose and you are living it, whether you know it or not.
right. So embracing it is helpful, like saying, oh, okay, here I am. I'm here. It's okay. I'll be here, instead of, thinking I need to be somewhere else.
Yeah. Or someone different.
So, yeah, yeah. Really more that than the where, the who, the what.
So, what advice would you give to people right now through this kind of wild time that we're all living through? How could you help them to stay a little bit more grounded and a little bit
Mhm.
more in that place of being open and trusting that something better is going to come, even if it's a challenge to get there?
Right. And even if what comes is a challenge, right? Um,
Right.
First of all, I think don't assume that if it's challenging, you're doing something wrong or that something is wrong. It's all unfolding, and life shows up in a lot of different ways. Appreciating yourself and um, listening to your own inner wisdom, which is also your higher self kind of talking to you, or spirit coming through. My word for the year, which everybody, a lot of people are asking, what's your word? What's your this or that? Is guided. And what I am choosing to focus on and would encourage other people as a way to stay grounded is to, invite guidance and call guidance in and allow your ego, the one who scrambles, to relax a little bit and receive from the greater self that you are and from spirit. And I like to say, I want to let life live itself through me.
You know, my word for the year is bloom. What a beautiful word, right?
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. So, Miche, before we close out, would you be interested in sharing a little healing energy with any of the viewers or anyone who watches it on the replay?
Right? I know, that's the amazing thing about energy. There's like no time and space involved. So whenever you're watching this, you just have to be open, willing to receive, and you can get it. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here quietly for a moment and send you life and higher vibration as translated through me.
Perfect.
Mhm.
And thank you.
Yeah. Okay. As you and I both know, change can happen in an instant. Energy takes no time. It's our critical brain that wants it to take, you know, a long time. But I, sent you the zip file, right? The big download, and it will unfold for you in whatever way is right for you.
Well, I could really feel it, actually. I could really feel it
Mhm.
come through the crown and
Yeah.
a lot of tingles and energy flow for sure. Now, would you like a little channel as well?
Oh,
As
sure.
I send that out to all of the
Hmm.
viewers as
Great.
well. I'm going to use the Tri-Une Heart flame again today. It seems to be coming up this week a little bit. So you can just focus on how you feel inside. Let's be open to receive. It's a really deeply compassionate, loving, understanding, and accepting energy. I could really sit in this energy for a long time, but I'll have you take a nice deep breath and send that energy packet out to you so that you receive whatever you need to receive today in this moment.
Great. For me, energetically, it felt like this shawl coming wrapping around my shoulders and over my heart. That was wonderful.
Nice, nice. Miche, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your presence and your wisdom with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find your Not Too Late show?
Right. I have a Facebook group, a public group for information about the show. And it's, if you type in the search bar, The Not Too Late Show on Facebook, you'll find it. And, please join there. And I just discovered that I could create a playlist on SoundCloud of all of the episodes. So I'm working on that, and I'll post that in there. And you'll be able to hear an awesome interview and energy work included with Linda on my show, one of my first guests. So yeah, The Not Too Late Show on Facebook, and all the links you need are in there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Miche. Thank you for spending a few of your precious moments with us today. Bye for
Happy to
now.
do it. Bye.